Boy, folks, Republicans just aren't very creative, are they? You would think they would be able to come up with a better archetype of the undesirable liberal woman than a cat lady. I mean, what's wrong with cats? The amazing thing is it never occurs to Republican men that maybe the fact that a woman would rather be with cats than them is more of a reflection on them than it is on the woman who'd rather be with cats. If she prefers cats over you, then maybe you need to learn how to purr more and scratch less. It is an interesting phenomenon how the guys who are calling liberal women dried up cat ladies are pretty much always the guys who no self-respecting liberal would date. And I think deep down that's the fundamental reason why guys like J.D. Vance need to make up a fantasy that makes them the rejecter, and not the other way around. The truth is, when Smarmy Vance says liberal women are miserable cat ladies, he's just soothing his sore feelings. MAGA tries to beat women to the punch, which really only works with women who wouldn't punch back. And let's be honest, liberal women aren't afraid to punch back. Especially with puffy J.D. Smarmy. Miserable cat lady is code for woman who sees right through you and isn't buying your bullshit. The challenge for MAGA is they have to thread a pretty narrow needle when trying to cast women in a light that benefits mediocre men. Patriarchy always starts with an insecure man, so women have to be seen as non-threatening. Well, for MAGA, non-threatening usually means non-thinking, non-self-respecting, and non-aware of her own power and value. MAGA needs women who play by the rules made up by the church, and all the advertisers who manipulate women's perceived shortcomings. Enter subservience, makeup, and wardrobe. MAGAs are always crowing about how much more attractive their women are than liberal women. That's code for, my girl knows how to squeeze herself into the prototype that makes me feel manly. The MAGA gaze likes cheerleaders and sexy vixens in ruffles and filled up pouty lips that say nothing ever to challenge their men. And you know what? If that's what the women want to do, then that is entirely their choice. But it makes me sad when they choose to put on that character, because the kind of men they do it for aren't men who are worth that much work. MAGA men think liberal women are lonely cat ladies because MAGA men don't believe there are better men out there. If MAGA men realized liberal women are out there spending time with the most amazing men who can participate in life without needing their women to look like sex toys and who don't have to attack people who are different than them, then MAGA men would feel even worse about themselves than they already do. MAGA men assume there can't possibly be a more manly man than me out there because I have biceps and a gun. Meanwhile, to women who love fully formed grown men with nuance and curiosity and respect, the MAGA men look like little boys. They look like men who never grew up and who are seriously pissed that other people did, especially women. And that's where the character of the liberal lonely cat lady comes in handy. She's their coping mechanism. So when J.D. Smarmy talks about lonely women, he's signaling to MAGA that he lives in this delusional world right along with them, where they get to think they're manly, despite having none of the things that emotionally mature men have. J.D. Smarmy is saying, as long as we keep pretending all of the evolved folks wish they could have our approval, we won't ever have to admit that liberal women can be single with dozens of cats, and they're still going to be better humans than men who have so little creativity that they can't come up with a better trope for the women who scare the shit out of them. Yeah. Well, mediocre MAGA men, have a day.